it's Laura again with Body and Face in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the vampire facial, but on a whole other level because we're utilizing a different type of microneedling device. And what that is the Vivace, which is basically the gold standard in microneedling available today. So after we have our client cleansed and prepped, and she's gone through the numbing process, we're basically ready to start the treatment. So let's talk about the different facets of the treatment. First of all, let's talk about the PRP. So a client would come in and we would have a nurse pull a vial of blood from her arm, and it would go into the tube, and that tube has a gel in it, and we would put the tube in our centrifuge and that would spin, and what that gel does is it separates the red and white blood cells from what is called in this industry the liquid gold for this treatment. So what that liquid gold is are your actual platelets, which are going to help with the healing process and the cell renewal when it's put onto the face. So this particular treatment with this particular device, the PRP is put on at the end of the treatment. So we'll save this and bring this up again in just a few minutes. So let's talk about the microneedling device now. This is the Vivace, and the way it differentiates from the standard vampire facial device is the other device has 11 needles. This one has 36 needles. So you're literally getting triple the amount of microchannels made into the skin for product penetration. So it's quite amazing. The other differentiation is the radio frequency. The standard vampire facial does not have this element, and in the vampire facial using the Vivace, you'll see here that if you look at this demonstration of the skin based on these red dots, that's an indication to you how deep that radio frequency is going into the skin. And what that radio frequency is it's emitting a light that's going to result in skin tightening. So overall, you're going to get better skin tightening, smoothing out of the wrinkles, a lifting effect after a series of treatments is done. You will really notice the lifting and pulling effect of the skin, and it's quite amazing. It's a wonderful treatment for acne scarring. It's a wonderful treatment for C-sections. If you have a scarring from C-sections, maybe you had a terrible fall when you were a kid and you've got scars on your knees. Anywhere on the body, anywhere that you would like skin tightening or a revision of scarring, you can use this device, and we could employ the PRP and you would get a great result. So with this particular device, one other way it differentiates from the standard is with the standard, I'm basically doing a glide over the face, but with this particular device, it's more of a stamping effect. So I would put the device on her skin, and when I turn it on, the needles would go in, the radio frequency light would emit, it would turn off, and the needles would come out, and I would employ that all over the face until I did one full pass, and I could actually go back and do 2 and up to 3 passes during an entire treatment. So that's a lot of microchannels for a lot of product penetration. And that's when I finished that particular aspect, I would go back and put the PRP on. So now she's got all of those holes created on her skin, and I would go in and I'm literally putting that product, the PRP, onto her face. So if you imagine a cake and you poke it with a bunch of toothpicks and then you pour a liquid because you want it to saturate into the cake, it's the same idea. So I'm putting that on, and those microchannels are going to stay open for about 4 to 6 hours, so I can go in and do this safely at the end of the treatment and feel comfortable that she's going to definitely get the benefits of her PRP. And I will do it until the PRP is completely gone and it's all in the face to help with the healing process. At this point, I would send her home with a post-care kit, which would include her gentle cleanser, hydrating mist for keeping the skin nice and moist, and her hyaluronic acid, which is a topical for hydrating those cells, and then a sunscreen that she needs to use daily, every day. She's not going to have a lot of downtime here. This treatment with the PRP, she would literally the next day she wouldn't even look like she'd had anything done. But she would know and she would see the results in the weeks to come. So if you would like more information about this treatment, please come in for a free consultation or just set up an appointment. Come on in and we look forward to meeting you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.